Welcome to part 2 of the video Myths about Inquiry-Based Learning. In this video, we will clear up 4 more misconceptions. While some teachers rely heavily on structure and step-by-step routines, others fear that inquiry means letting go of all control and that it's unpredictable, messy, and even chaotic. However, inquiry only becomes chaotic when it's not well planned. Inquiry may look different from traditional instruction. It's more student-driven, less scripted, but that doesn't mean it's unstructured. In reality, effective inquiry-based learning requires careful and intentional planning. Before inquiry ever begins in the classroom, we, as teachers, should be clear on several things. What are the objectives of this inquiry? What is the scope and what kind of end product are we aiming for? What do students already know and what skills will they need to develop? What resources will support them? What is the timeline and how will we build in time for reflection? How will we differentiate to support all learners? And how will we assess both the product and the process? When we take the time to think through all of these elements, inquiry is anything but chaotic. It becomes purposeful, focused, and empowering for both the teacher and the students. This is a big one and a common misunderstanding. Some educators worry that using inquiry means abandoning textbooks altogether. Inquiry doesn't mean rejecting textbooks. It means not relying on them alone. In inquiry-based learning, we encourage students to explore multiple perspectives and develop a more complex, nuanced understanding of the world. And that simply cannot happen if all their information comes from a single textbook. Think of textbooks as one resource among many. What inquiry really needs is a variety of sources, ones that reflect different ways of knowing, seeing, and understanding a topic. As an example, let's take a historical event. Students might explore a fictional story to get a sense of the personal, emotional experience, or an encyclopedia entry for key facts or dates, a video, a documentary to see the event visually and contextually, a non-fiction book for analysis, an expert interview to hear first-hand interpretations and moral complexities, a museum exhibit of artifacts to physically connect with the event through objects and visual storytelling. Together, these resources not only teach about the event, they immerse students in it, prompting deeper questions and richer understanding. Inquiry helps students learn how to learn, and a key part of that is learning how to deal with diverse resources, how to compare, interpret, evaluate, and synthesize information from multiple sources. So no, inquiry doesn't preclude using a textbook. It simply insists we go beyond it. This one really worries a lot of teachers. Inquiry often feels open-ended, unpredictable, and that makes assessment seem unclear or even impossible. But inquiry can be assessed effectively if we are intentional about what we are assessing and how. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, are we assessing the process, the product, or both? Once that's clear, the next step is to define what success looks like, and that's where tools like task sheets and rubrics become essential. When expectations are transparent, students understand what they're working toward, and we have a consistent way to assess their progress. Here is how assessment in IBL can be broken down. Diagnostic assessment comes first. It helps us understand what inquiry skills students already have, where their strengths lie, and what they might struggle with. It also highlights areas where differentiation might be needed and lets us plan support accordingly. Formative assessment is critical during the inquiry process. This goes beyond quizzes or tests, even though those can be used. It's also about observations, conversations, reflection journals, or targeted mini assessments to monitor student growth. We need to know when students are ready to move forward and when they are not. Inquiry is built on progression, and without continuous feedback, students can get stuck. Ongoing formative assessment allows us to adjust instruction and provide support as needed. Summative assessment comes at the end of the inquiry. It captures both the product, what students learned or created, and the process, how they got there. It gives students and parents insight into progress and achievement and helps guide the next phase of learning. Now, a quick note about group work. While collaboration is a natural part of inquiry, I recommend assessing students individually, especially for summative purposes. Group tasks are great for formative learning moments, but final assessment should reflect each student's growth. In short, inquiry can be assessed, but it requires thoughtful planning. And if you're interested in assessments, you can find detailed guidance in my online course, available now on my website. This final myth is not only untrue, it's one of the most limiting assumptions we can make about our learners. Inquiry is inherently flexible, and that's what makes it so powerful. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It can and should be adapted to meet the needs of every student. It's about the support we provide along the way. We already know how to differentiate. We do it all the time. In inquiry, differentiation might mean providing students with the data or content they need upfront so they can spend more time practicing other skills. It might mean scaffolding steps, adjusting expectations, or modifying how students access and present information. For students who may struggle with decoding or volume of reading, the content can be delivered through diverse media, including guest speakers, audio recordings, songs or podcasts, visuals like maps and photos, films and documentaries, even novels or storytelling. By presenting the same content through multiple formats, we help students form connections from different angles and develop deeper, more personal insights. To reduce cognitive overload, especially for students who find learning challenging, we can limit the number of new skills introduced during each phase of inquiry. Aim for one new skill at a time. Keep the range of choices manageable. Too many options can overwhelm students. So all students can learn through inquiry. It's our job to make the process accessible, supportive, and rich in possibility. Thanks for joining me as we explored 8 common misconceptions about inquiry-based learning. I hope this has helped clarify what inquiry is and what it is not. If you would like to go further, you can find details about my Mastering Inquiry-Based Learning workshop on my website. I offer it online or in person for schools, and you can submit a request there. The link is in the description. It's practical, clear, and designed to help you bring IBL confidently into your classroom. Thanks again for watching, and subscribe not to miss new videos.